Oh my god, it just doesn't end. Hoyoverse, the gift that keeps giving in all the wrong ways. The Genshin Impact, I can't even speak, live stream happened earlier. There was objectively some really good stuff in there. The events look awesome, right? Like the Splatoon event looks pretty cool. They got that little sniping event. The new summer region being permanent is another great addition. You know, a lot of people when I started playing Genshin, it's like, oh my god, you missed this summer event, you missed this area, it was so dope. So them making that a permanent spot and hopefully do that going forward is awesome because you might miss out on the events that are going to expire. That sucks, but at least you have the area there. You can kind of like explore it and stuff, right? So that there's like genuinely good things in this patch. Again, I thought the presentation was horrible. Hoyover's presentation's just been dog shit lately, but it's like one step forward and five steps backwards. And I don't know why they keep doing this, but they find ways to just monetize everything. It's never just here's an upgrade and that is it. And I'm talking about Lunar Electrocharge. So let's go over this. Anifa's coming in this game, and I'm going to put myself here for a moment so I could show you. She changes Electrocharge. So with this Electrocharge, she creates a whole new reaction, and you're going to see Fischl does her normal Electrocharge. I believe Electrocharge can proc every second. Somewhere around there, I was reading up on it every second, and then something about like once it gets to 0.5 seconds. I don't know, but it seems like Electrocharge procs more consistently than Lunar Charge, from what I'm being told. Lunar Charge procs every 2 seconds, while Electrocharge can proc, earlier. Now, what are the difference between these? Well, the difference is the scaling is vastly different, and the Lunar Charge scaling is actually very interesting, and I'm going to tell you the evolution of current reactions is such an interesting concept. And the fact that they don't just scale off a VM or something, and we'll break down how Lunar Charge scales in a moment, made me excited for like a calm 3 seconds. I was like, oh my god, like that's pretty cool, right? Because again, it's providing something new and to make the combat a little bit more intricate. Story game, by the way. They're introducing a new elemental reaction, but it's a story game. Just sidebar. So I'm like, okay, this is awesome, right? Well, the problem is that it's locked to Anifa. It's literally locked to her. And that's just ass. But so how does those scaling work? I think it's cool. So it says EM bonus 5 times EM over EM plus 2100. So reaction Lunar Charge equals 2604. We're not going to read all this part. What we need to read over here is final damage equals highest damage of the party plus 1/2 times the second highest damage plus 1/12 times the third highest damage plus 1/12, and times the fourth highest damage, right? Now, it says here, 1 hit per 2 seconds, only attacks the targets affected with both Hydro and Electro. Can crit rate and crit damage, the character's own stats, ignores defense. Every participant deals their own damage, but apart from the highest damage, the other 3 characters' damage will be reduced by 1/2, by 1/12, by 1/12, right? So you can have a party of 4 and only 2 people can crit, and the other 2 won't crit. You can have a party of 4 and everyone crits, no one crits, one can crit, it varies. But they're clearly adding all of the damage up. And this is a really cool concept, right? 500 EM bonus plus 96%, 1000 EM bonus 161, and then 1500 EM bonus is a 208% increase. And then some characters can directly deal lunar charge damage based on attack. The base damage of this attack times multiplier ignores defense. Actual damage is 300% of the original damage. So scaling wise, this is pretty cool. I mean, like, again, I really, really love this idea of taking these elements, especially underutilized elements, and just evolving them. I hate locking it behind a paywall that can go up to $350 to $400. I hate it. I don't know why this is happening. We first saw this in Fontaine with the Pneumonia and Osemia, whatever the fuck they were called, and those gameplay mechanics weren't really that game changing. It wasn't anything where like if you fought a boss and you didn't use like that mechanic, it wasn't the biggest deal in the world. It was still very easy to take out. And that was their first like region type mechanic, and it was very minuscule. Nobody really cared. We get to Natlin. Natlin is all about exploration. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck that you think that Saurians are good, that they're sufficient. It doesn't matter. The selling point of Natlin characters is that they could fly, they could fucking go on water faster than Farina, they could run like a motherfucker, they could wall climb. The selling point was the part of the kits was the Night Soul mechanic. And if you say otherwise, you're being ignorant. That was literally the selling point of these units, right? So their whole thing was, well, they would create problems in Natlin. Now, again, you could say you could use the Saurians or whatever, but you have a lot easier time and a lot better time with, let's say, a Mavica. A Shalon, no, Mavica kind of sucks. A Shalonen, a fucking Varissa, Mualani, Kniech, for fuck's sakes, right? Now, the Nod Krai selling point is going to be evolved reactions. Off rip, if they drop one character per new Lunar reaction that's a free 4-star, or maybe like, let's say there's 5 new Lunar reactions, they give us like 4 of them or 3 of them, I think it's okay. I think it sucks. I don't think it, let me rephrase that. I think it sucks, but it's a lot better. But I doubt that's going to happen. So now they're paywalling the evolution of the combat. It's very simple. This could have been an artifact set. This could have been an artifact set. Hey, the Nod Krai character, if you put this artifact on them, they're going to evolve Electro Charge into Lunar Charge. And then guess what? If you didn't use that artifact set on them, the character would probably fucking suck and you don't get the new element. And it's like, all right, you know what? At least I get this artifact set, and that's free. It's RNG, but it's free. There could have been a toggle. There could have been so many different ways to implement this. But instead, they went the old fashion of let's paywall it. And this is a company that is $23 billion. It's like, again, as I said earlier, it is 1 step forward and 57 steps backwards. And it's just frustrating. It's frustrating that this just keeps happening with this game where it's like, Nod Krai has potential to be great. I truly believe that. I believe that, putting my pessimism aside, and just being frustrated with Hoyoverse, it has the opportunity to be cool. And then they do stuff like this, and it makes me less interested. Because this is not just going to be the only thing that does that. Now, I'm not saying Lunar Charge is 100% going to eclipse regular Electro Charge. I'm sure it's going to be situational. Some situations you're going to want Electro Charge. But if you think that they're not going to make a fucking character, or excuse me, a boss or boss fights that utilize this actual mechanic and makes it a million times easier, the same way you have in the Abyss with Skirk against that Cryo boss, you're just ignorant. You're being willfully ignorant. And I see this and I'm perplexed. We're going down the route of just making our older units. This might bring up some older units for a little bit, but it's also going to make them feel worse in other content if you don't have this new character or these new set of characters. Why the fuck can't they just give you a bone? Like why can't they give you a bone? Hey guys, we've added these new elements to the system. Here we go. Here's how you get it. And now there's obviously, because people like to do comparisons, and that's fine because I think comparisons are healthy. Someone's going to say, well, Lethan, what about Withering Waves, right? What about Withering Waves? Zany needs Spectrofrazzle. Okay, you have Rover S6 completely for free, Emerald of Genesis completely for free. Yeah, well, it's not as good as Peeb. You're right. It's not as good as Peeb. But it's 100% free, and it's still very doable, and Zany still can put out a ton of fucking damage for free with a free 5-star that's S6. Well, Lethan, what about Cartethia? Or Cartethia applies Arrow Erosion by herself. She also solos all the stuff in the game, and her character that she really needs to get her to the maximum potential is Arrow Rover, and that's another free unit. Now, I agree with you again. Them not having a Arrow Erosion applier that is completely free and it's locked behind Cartethia, it's not cool. It's not cool. But at least Arrow Erosion is not something that is utilized by everyone else in the game, and it's not a reaction that's game-changing. It's simply just used as a multiplier for one singular character. Just like how Spectrofrazzle is a multiplier used for like 2 characters, right? It's not even in the same realm. And I know we're going to get those comparisons, and it's just like, dude, first of all, Wuthering Waves, I love that game. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. No one's going to sit here and tell you it's a perfect game. But, like, Natlin, I have Kniech for free and Woo-Wah. I have Wall Running for free. I have Flying for free. It's just like, It just never ends. It's a consistent uphill battle, man. It's a consistent uphill battle. I don't get it, man. I just bit my tongue. I don't get it. I like it just I just don't understand it. I don't know how people can keep defending this. I don't know how people it's 2025, $23 billion later. There's no resin bank. There's no skip button. Talents are literally locked behind days of the week still. I I'm just baffled. I'm just baffled. Like Genshin's biggest enemy is Genshin. Cuz this is cool. And a lot of people didn't want new reactions like the light and dark reactions, right? Because they were like, well, I don't think they're going to handle them well. We saw how Dendro was handled. Dendro for a long time was literally just Hyperloom. Everything else was mid as fuck. And well, here we are. Here we are. And they're handling this poorly. They're handling this very poorly so far. It could change, right? It could absolutely change. 1,000% there's a percent that it could. It's a very low percentage, but it's very possible. Now, also, apparently, I was reading through Reddit, so before someone comments this, well, Nilou has an enhanced bloom reaction. Okay. Well, do you think that's really good, too? Like, if you're going to be like, well, Nilou had this 3 years ago, awesome. That was one character who had that one thing, and Bloom was still pretty fucking mid for a long time. Maybe now it's decent, or I don't know. But, like, if you're going to sit here and tell me that that was a positive, or like Nilou has like these high usage rates, I think you're just lying to yourself, right? So I know there's going to be tons of people mad at me because, oh, it's another negative Genshin Impact video. Dude, how about they just not do like non-consumer friendly things like for one patch? You know what I mean? If they did that, there wouldn't be a negative video to talk about. But they're the gift that keeps giving. They keep giving me content. And I wish it was fucking positive. But it's not. Stygian Onslaught's dog shit. Fucking Natlan was paid mechanics all the way, right? They're now locking evolutions behind paywalls. Why? What do you want me to say? You want me to say something positive? Yeah, I did at the beginning of the fucking video. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I saw this earlier and I got excited because I first was like, oh my god, like maybe this will bring up Tartaglia because of Tartaglia's gameplay. Then I'm like, wait a second. I gotta fucking buy a character for this shit. I gotta buy a character to unlock a new reaction that should be free. Oh, well, you know, Ethan, they have to make money. And honestly, do you really, why would you expect everything for free? What? I have $23 billion. $23 billion, bro. They are now going to make, let's just say, 5 new reactions. Let's just say 5 off the top of my head. And you're going to be like, you expected them for free? I'm happy. I'm happy I get to pay $400. I'm happy that this patch is going to have possibly only 78 pulls free to play, so I don't even have enough to hit hard pity on the main banner, and I might lose my 50-50, and then I'm fucked, and then I'm out of the new charge. I love this. I'm so happy about it. Like, what the fuck? Dawei's not fucking you, bro. He's not bringing you on the yacht. He's not taking you around the nuclear reactor. Stop sucking his fucking dick from the back. I don't know what else to fucking say anymore. It blows my mind. It blows my mind, man. There's motherfuckers, well, why would you expect this to be consumer friendly? It's like, okay, man. All right, bro. Like, listen, I shit all over NTE. NTE had a lot more friendly things than this. Duet Night Abyss does. Wuthering Waves does. Apparently, Ananta might as well. I mean, like, I don't get it. Their other games are more friendly. I don't know about Star Rail, but yeah, this is a massive shit show. So that being said, comment. Let me know why I'm right and you're wrong. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.